You can get ahead of 99% of barbers by just doing 4 things. In my first year, I was able to make more money than every other barber in that barbershop. I made over $120,000 my first year licensed. When I was in my first barbershop, I came in at the bottom of the barbershop totem pole. I was the youngest barber there, but I also been cutting hair for the least amount of time because I just got out of barber school. So I'm gonna give you guys the 4 things that I did differently than every other barber in that shop to go from the bottom of the barbershop totem pole to making the most money in that barbershop while still being the youngest person. Now, the first way that you're gonna do this is you have to outwork everybody, and I'm gonna teach you exactly how. Understand this, barbers are the weirdest people in the world. Barbers are the absolute laziest people ever. You have to think about a barbershop is an air-conditioned box that you ask barbers to come into to cut hair. People show up with money saying, hey, can you cut my hair? I will pay you money. The clients will literally come to you, and yet barbers have problems coming into work. It is so easy to outwork other barbers, and other barbers essentially, and their laziness is going to make me rich, and it already has. The money that I've made is crazy, but it's because barbers are so freaking lazy. Barbers don't want to come into work on time. Barbers don't want to stay late. Barbers don't even want to cut some walk-ins because they have a super special haircut that they don't even want to do ever. But at the same time, those same barbers are gonna be the barbers that complain about, oh, burnout, oh, work-life balance, oh, you work too much, or I want to enjoy this. Bro, when you're at work, you're not even locked in. When you're at work, you're on your phone, you're at your Nintendo Switch, you watching TV all day. You're not even locked in when you at work. So it's not that you're overworking yourself, you're not working at all, you're just lazy, and other barbers' laziness become your opportunity. Because the same clients that they're not gonna be in the shop to cut are now your clients. You're going to be able to gain them. The craziness is that we'll say, oh, barbering is such a saturated industry and there's all these bunch of barbers, but in the same breath, barbers are doing stuff like that, where they're not in the shop, they're not taking walk-ins, or they're not locked in, they don't wanna market, they don't wanna do anything, right? They have this ego about them where they feel like clients should just come to them, and the most high-tier clients in the world should just come to them and pay them extra premium money. What? It literally doesn't make any sense at all, but it's okay. Their laziness is your opportunity. So all you have to do is just outwork them. You have to stay your ass in the shop. First in, last out. It's a thing that the OGs say, and the reason why the OGs can say it is because it actually fucking works. First in the shop, last out of the shop. You get the first walk in and you stay till the last person leaves. You do that for a season of your life. It's not your forever, but it's just for a season of your life for you to establish your clientele. Because you got to think about it like this. If you're marketing to get people into the barbershop, they're going to come to the barbershop. You have to sit your ass inside of the barbershop and let them come to you after you're doing all your marketing. You may think that barbering has this crazy amount of competition, and it just doesn't. Barbers will go and they'll complain about, oh, there's all these shops in my city and there's all these other barbers. What barbers? The barbers that can barely show up to the shop consistently, that's your competition? Really? The bar is so low in the barber industry. People can't even show up to work on time. People can't even show up to take the walk-ins that are sitting there ready to pay them money. If they can't even do the most simplest functions of just being a barber, are we really going to say that those people are our competition? Really? Now, the next thing that you have to do to get ahead of 99% of barbers is you have to outlearn them. Barbers are so brainwashed because they got scammed by barber school. Barber school is scamming 99% of barbers, and the reason why and the reason how they're doing that is because barbers go to barber school. They pay $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to get a piece of paper, and they learn how to spray Cool Care on their clippers. And they think that is enough education. Johnny, it's not enough education, pal. You gotta do more. You need more books, you need courses, you need classes, you need in-person stuff. You gotta learn the social media stuff too. There's so much that you have to learn that barber school didn't teach you. And you're self-employed. Grow a pair of balls and go buy a course. You are investing into yourself at the end of the day. Like, you're so okay with investing and trying to go ahead and make your money off of sports betting. Patrick Mahomes is not your client. You invested more money into Patrick Mahomes trying to see him win than trying to see yourself win because you obsessed with his sports betting. How about you bet on yourself and buy a course, buy a book? Like, before I even went into barber school, I was already going ahead and investing into myself. I had bought the 245 foundations. I had bought the 245 foundations course. I was already in the academy. I was already buying books. I was already listening to podcasts, watching videos like this, trying to learn, because the more that you learn, the more that you earn. When you stop learning, you stop earning. Think about that. Inside of the word learn is literally the word earn. The more that you know, the better your skill set can get, the more value that you can provide. But if you stop learning after barber school, you're getting played because, first of all, barber school scams you. Think about that. Majority of barbers, and yes, are there going to be outliers of barber schools? 100%. But majority of barbers leave out of barber school with a piece of paper and they know how to spray some cool care on their damn clippers. You need more education. Invest into yourself. Oh my gosh. This is why the bar is so low. The third way that you're going to get ahead of 99% of barbers is by outlasting them. Barbers they'll do the right stuff, right? They'll start working a little bit, they'll learn, they'll take some courses, they'll go to some classes, they'll get some in-person stuff, they'll watch some YouTube videos, and then they get fucking fired up and they start doing everything right. First and last, I'll pass out the business cards, post on social media once a day, watch the educational videos. But what happens? They fall off. There's been so many barbers that I work with that with the potential that they had and what they were doing every single day, literally, they could have went to the freaking moon. The rocket ship could have went, but they fell off. They stopped being consistent. They start taking extra days off. They don't show up on time to work anymore. They don't give the same energy to their clients that they used to. Just the fire dies down and they fall off. And I get it. Sometimes you're going to have a season where you got to balance out a little bit, but you got to stay consistent. But they'll just go and they'll just write off everything. They'll stop doing everything. It's like a whole different barber. Even their clients will start to notice. You have to be consistent. That's what makes barbering tough, is the consistency. Because when you really do barbering at a high level, and when you're really learning barbering like that, it gets fucking boring. Barbering is boring. Real barbering is boring. Think about it. You come in at the same time every day. You cut the same clients. You have some of the same conversations. You do some of the same haircuts. You deal with the same barbershop personalities. When you're the most consistent, when you're making the most amount of money in the barbershop, you're doing the same boring task every single day for hours and hours and hours. And that's why barbers fall off, because they disregard the boring. They cannot stand the boring. Like, not every day of barbering is going to be super creative, newsflash, but when you fall in love with the boring stuff and the consistency and you find ways to actually enjoy it, you'll make some stupid money. Some of the most boring months in barbering, for me personally, is when I made the most money. I would make $5,000 a freaking week, $20,000, $21,000 a month. And some of the slowest months of the year. Was it boring? Yeah, it was boring, but everything gets boring when you do it for long enough. That's why I love talking to my clients, because the haircut's the same thing that I've been doing for 6 months. But the clients and their stories and their life is new. The gossip is fun. It makes it fun now. It's okay to get better, but you want to have an integrity line. You want to have like a daily discipline of things that a line you do not go, you don't go below. For me, my line, like, that I don't go below of is my schedule. I know for a fact, if anything, I just need to be consistent with something that I can control, and that is me showing up in the barbershop. The days that I said I was going to show up, for the time that I said I was going to show up. I'm not going to take these random days off just because I don't feel like it one day. Just because I don't feel like it one day. Now, the fourth way that you're going to get ahead of 99% of barbers is by out-serving them. Every barber just looks at a client like a damn transaction. They're not just a head of hair. That head of hair is connected to a person. That person has a story. That person has emotions, and they don't want to be treated like a transaction. Think about whenever you go out to a place and you're getting served. Maybe you're at a restaurant or something. Do you like being treated like a transaction? No. Are you going to go consistently spend your money with somebody or a business that treats you just like a transaction? No. If you want to get ahead of these barbers, you have to out-service them. That's why I'm okay with looking like the goofy guy in the barbershop that greet his clients as soon as they come in. I'm telling my clients bye when they leave. Like, I'm a fan of my clients. I admire my clients. Like, I'm like obsessed with my clients because I'm obsessed with serving them. As barbers, we are here to serve our clients and not just make their hair short and get some bread off of it. I mean, fundamentally, we do that, but we're also doing so much more than that. Every man that sits into a chair is going through something. They're a person at the end of the day. And I'm not here to tell you to be a therapist, but I'm telling you, if you can serve your clients and just give them so much more than just shorter hair, your business is gonna look so much different. Like, we hired a new barber in the barbershop, and this barber does great haircuts. Like, I'm telling you, he's like really stepping out on every single haircut, but his service was horrible. He was so dry with his clients. He was so robotic with his clients that his clients just treated him like a transaction. They didn't treat him like a person. They just treated him like the guy that makes their hair shorter. And he came into the barbershop where we were charging less. We were charging $5 less than the last barbershop that he came into, or that he was working at. And he was charging $30 for a haircut at the time at the last barbershop, and we were charging $25. So I told him, hey, all of your clients, go ahead and still charge them that $30. The clients saw that the barbershop was charging $25. Now they expected to pay him $25 instead of $30, when they were just paying $30 last week to get their haircut. That barber got more pushback from his clientele because they wanted to get charged less and getting charged the shop rate. He got more pushback for that, which is crazy, because it's like, bro, you just paid $30 last week. Like, what are you bugging out for? He got more pushback than when I raised my prices $10. When I raised my prices $10, pretty much nobody said anything. I got a congratulations. Versus this barber, he goes ahead and he charges the same price, and he's getting more pushback just because the shop charges less. That's because he was treating his clients like a transaction, and I didn't treat my clients like that. I treated my clients like people. They didn't see it as, I'm gonna go get a haircut. They said, I'm gonna go see Jordan. You have to outserve the other barbers. That's how you greet them. That's how you talk to them. That is the level of service that you provide, and the professionalism that you bring to the table, and the energy that you bring into the barbershop. I'll tell you guys one more thing, that I was recording these videos for Instagram, and I was asking, it was like testimonials, right? And I was asking my clients, what's the number one reason why you come back to me? Because, you drive 40 minutes to get a haircut. You pass probably 100 barbers to get here. What's the one reason that you come back to me? And it was so interesting because they said, I don't know, like, you're just always happy. You're always in like a good mood. So, and I got like offended a little bit because I was like, wait, it's not the haircut? It's not the haircut? It's not the fact that I lace your haircut every single time? It's not my great looks. Like, you're telling me that it's my energy that I bring to the shop every time. That you're never gonna see me in a bad mood, whether I have some crazy stuff going in my personal life or not. Every single time you see me in a good mood, and that was reason enough for you to say that when I asked you that question. It's crazy. It's not the haircut. So, oh yeah, the haircut's cool, but like, I don't know, you're really a cool guy, and like, you're always in a good mood. I'm like very happy, and I like that. What? They didn't tell me that in barber school. They didn't teach me that in barber school, how important that was. It is not just the hair that you take off somebody's head. In reality, what really makes you the real money in barbering is this. It's not the hair that you take off of somebody's head. It's the hair that you leave on the head, and it is the state that you leave them in. If they come in low and you like send them out the shop on a high because they're happy, that's what you're getting paid for. You're not getting paid for the hair that you cut. You're getting paid for the hair that you leave on and the energy that you leave them with. If you can consistently do the 4 things that we talked about, where you can outwork them, you can outlearn them, you can outlast them, and you can outserve them, you'll get ahead of every other barber in your barbershop, and you'll get ahead of every other barber inside of your area, because you will be the one of one. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter how long you've been cutting hair. It matters ultimately what you do. The same things that I told you in this video is the same things that took me from being at the bottom of the barbershop totem pole to being the barber that eventually left that barbershop to go ahead and open up this barbershop. Guys, if you're ready to go into this journey, if you're ready to outlearn, outwork, outlast, outserve your clientele, there's stuff that you got to learn to get here, right? Same way that I had stuff that I had to learn too. There's a link down below, free school community. It's a free school community, and there's haircut tutorials in there, but there's also business tutorials in there where you guys can actually learn how to build your clientele and some of the strategies that I use currently to still build up my clientele. It's 100% free. The videos are in there. You can DM me any question that you have. It's a free school community, and it's absolutely life-changing.